Sheik and Zelda accompanied Link in Project M 1.0. Now, due to the nature of these two, it's important to cover them together. Why, you ask? Well, let's take a look at 1.0's ugly character selection screen. Just look at that background. I know this was way back in the day, but good God! Fun fact, it looked worse in the footage for Link's aesthetics due to using 4DI at the time. But why am I showing this? Well, this is where the first change comes into play. Sheik and Zelda have their CSS slots separated, but their portraits for some reason are together. Keep this in mind for later. Sheik gets most of their aesthetic changes, moveset-wise, in this version. These changes are Sheik's down arrow no longer sending them straight down, and can hold the charging animation for neutral B indefinitely. Releasing it will fire the needles, but like Samus's charge shot and Lucario's aura spear, you can also dodge to store it. The transformation sequence is a bit slower than it should be. This is most likely not an intended feature, and is instead a side effect of loading files from the SD card. Zelda's Din's Fire now lingers for a bit, and there can be 3 on the field at any given time, and her side and up taunt does damage. In PM 2.0, Sheik and Zelda's CSS portraits are now separated, though Zelda's is off-centered. While Sheik has no changes theirself, the transformation sequence now takes the proper amount of time due to all costumes for Sheik and Zelda being loaded off of the SD card. This version also adds an odd quirk to the transformation. If you hold the transformation input, it'll loop indefinitely. Note you are not invincible doing this, so it doesn't break the game. Zelda's down taunt now has a sound effect. And Din's Fire now lasts a bit longer. Version 2.1 actually reverts the changes to the CSS portraits, likely because of the off-centered Zelda portraits. That's all the changes this version has. Very brief, I know. And the only thing version 2.5 did was separated them again. No off-centered nonsense going on this time. So, that's good. I just find it funny that 2 of these versions just have one change, and it just goes back and forth between reverting a change and then changing it back, but with it being fixed. Alright. 2.6 fixes the looping down B and makes Din's Fire last much longer. The last PM version to add changes to our duo is 3.5, where Sheik and Zelda were given a melee costume, complete with Triforce of Wisdom Easter egg, this time rigged to the proper hand, and Din's Fire has been completely revamped. Only one can be used at a time, and when its timer runs out, or the input is pressed again, it explodes and returns to Zelda. Pressing the input while it's traveling back to Zelda will make it do a small explosion where it is currently at, before continuing its path to Zelda. You should know what's coming up at this point. It's time to look at the PM build that's mainly all aesthetics. TE 1.0 gives them these renders, which as far as I can tell, are unique poses. The melee costumes now have added team colors. Zelda and Sheik Zelda are young Zelda and Impa, respectively. TE 1.0 has an oddity with Zelda. In the files on the SD card, Zelda has an unused costume, Fit Zelda 13. Opening up the file, the model's internal file name is Fit Zelda Fake, and the costume appears to be the fake Zelda used in Subspace Emissary, which are referred to as Fit Car Fake. Sheik has no equivalent file, only Zelda. TE 2.0 and 2.1 give Sheik and Zelda an R-alt, with Zelda's being Hilda from Link Between Worlds, and Sheik's being a Ravio palette to complement. 2.5 gives everyone 15 costumes, with Zelda's being White, Hilda, and Desert Gold for Twilight Zelda, as well as Purple and Gold for Melee Zelda. And with Sheik's being White, Ravio, or Lorulian as the credits file called it. Though it reminds me of Ravio, so that's why I refer to it as such. And Desert Gold for Twilight Sheik, as well as White and Gold for Melee Sheik, with their R-alts being changed to their corresponding Hyrule Warriors models. To be honest, these two were kinda boring. Very little ended up being changed throughout the years, especially in Sheik's case, which was also part of the reason why I put them together. It wouldn't have made much sense to have them separated when looking at all the factors, this being one of them. In any case, I hope you enjoyed our look into Project M's aesthetics, and I'll see you guys next time.